Where is he? Oh, shit. My bad. My bad. I was kind of on autopilot out of habit to go to South Sasau where most of the characters usually are, but he's at the inn again. Whoops. Is he gonna be mad at that guy for telling on him? Or is he over it? Dude also assaulted that one dude that worked at the, charcoal burner place. That's not very nice, sir. Upstairs, perhaps? He might be in one of these rooms. Ulrich's a sleepy man. What's that? No witnesses? Oh, can't open that door. No one will know. Ooh. Several lockpick opportunities. Very hard, but not hard enough. Shit. Shit. Wow, turns out it actually is hard, apparently. No joke. And it's empty. Why is it empty? Alright. That's fine. The important thing is skill up chances. Where are we at now? 8. Almost 9. We're getting up there. I'm about to hit level 14, maybe even this conversation.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins and quicksilver for the the other part?
I see. They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time till dawn.
I see. That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
Got a few people to check in on, and he's going right back to bed with his dirty ass face. Take a bath. That would drive me crazy, just having like mottled mud dried all over my face and everywhere. Just looking like a crusty ass man. This is open. You're trespassing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I love it. Yes, there we go. Level up, it's also empty again. That's weird how they keep being empty. Putting a lot of work into locking up nothing. The first tab is all, so yeah, it would be visible if there was anything there. No one saw me there, because I'm super sneaky. Why do I have an apple? When did I loot that? Oh well. Lockpicking skill. The silent fiddler. Sixth sense. Sixth sense will warn you if someone is about to catch you in the act of lockpicking, so you have more time to escape. When you're able to work almost silently with a lockpick, even if the lockpick isn't going well, the noise of snapping a lockpick is reduced by 90%. That's pretty good. Better at drunk lockpicking. Now let's do that one. Now your lockpicking is quiet. That's a fantastic perk to have. This is fantastical. Oh. Wow, the paint... When he said lodging here, he meant in the same inn. Okay. Dude's right... That's him. Right in front of me.
I'm honoured that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I hear you've had some problems with the supply of Quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no Quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint, there's a different reason why they haven't got the Quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
What do you need Quicksilver for?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red pigment for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
That's all I need to know for now.
Oh. But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
Why not? Show me what you have to offer.
You have any books? You do have books. Drinking and alcoholism. Why is it so common to have alcoholism books everywhere? It's just a really specific direction to go in. I have a pretzel? Oh, right. Right, I stole food from those people when I was pickpocketing, and that's why I've got that stuff. Silver ring to offset the cost? I'll go with that.
Something about the price.
Alright, so.
Finally, a reasonable...
Finally, the first offer you gave me, which is the first reasonable sum. Get rid of that crap before I get in trouble. And by get rid of, I mean nom. Nyam. 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 You're stuffed. You need to wait to digest the food. Oh, my nourishment is 119. Oh, I've made a mistake. I've made a grave mistake, and I am the fattiest fat that ever was fat. Holy shit. That was a grave, horrible... It's fine. We just won't get any fights for a while, and it won't matter. Right? But damn. That's what I get for trying to clear out the inventory that way. I'm like, I'll eat the evidence. No one will ever know that I was the fattest man. I mean, the food thief. Swing. I don't know if have I ever been overnourished? That's a hell of a penalty. Meet up with the overseer. Familiar enough person to meet up with. Usually upstairs, and usually does not look like an overseer.
My respects to you.
I'm looking for some Quicksilver. Would you have any on hand?
Talk to my assistant. He deals with such trivial matters.
Fine, thank you.
Trivial manners. Well, that's where the assistant is.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Do you have any Quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
I'm here on behalf of the master fresco painter. He said you sent him away empty-handed 3 times already.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to, it's that I can't.
Can't you? In the Sasau monastery? That seems unlikely. It looks more like you're lining your own pockets to me. I wonder what people would have to say about that.
It's not. I'm not. Oh, shit.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon. Directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night, it was. Without a crest. Armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota, a scruffy fellow with a yellow cape. Always whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the Quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused, they started threatening.
Level up.
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery, that they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then?
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
Very well. Thank you.
Doors open. Did I show this before? I don't remember if I showed this or not, but there was a period, it was when I first was getting my pickpocketing skill, I kind of poked around here a little bit. Mostly because I could. Weirdly, this room is not trespassing, but that room over there is, which is confusing for other reasons, honestly. No, don't make a new game. How often do people need to have an access to the new game button from the main menu of all places? That strikes me as an odd inclusion. Makes perfect sense on the main menu, but I can't think of anyone being like, I'm in the middle of playing, but I'm just going to start a new game right now, spur of the moment, as being like a necessary first option on the pause screen. I don't know if I can think of one game that does that. Oh, it's too difficult. Dang it. All I want to do is lockpick everything. No, don't sleep and save. No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. There we go. Did I already check this one? Oh wait, that's the too hard one, right. Ignore me. Now this is open. I wonder if it'll stay unlocked. Now I don't have to go through the restricted area to get there. Which they still are like, what are you doing here? You can't be in here. I'm like, why not? I can be over there. Apparently. I think this is the door where it becomes red zone restricted. You're trespassing. How dare you? How dare you? I'm getting a bit brazen, aren't I?
What was that?
What was that? He's gonna be coming this way. Once that sound happens, they're usually coming over. Well, that gave me a chance to do some stuff. Oh, yeah. There we go. As expected, Master Feifar shows up down south, so I don't have to go all the way to Rattay. Speedrun strats. got the idea of a KCD speedrun. Actually, no, there probably would be a real KCD speedrun, and it probably involves glitching through walls and doing the main quest in 2 hours or something. If I know anything about how open world RPG speedruns tend to go. It's often very dependent on how the hell they scripted the quests in the game, though, in order to make it possible to sequence break. Sometimes you have to do every quest front to back in order, or it doesn't work. And the whole process of speedrunning or skipping the sequence just falls apart at that point. Hi. You didn't see that.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
No.
Get the hell out of
Nothing was happening.
What? Show yourself!
What? Who's there? There's a man in full armor walking around, plain as day, and he's like, "What? Who's there? Where's the evil man? Is it a ghost? My eyes aren't what they used to be." It's incredibly awkward to be lockpicking at a door and then somebody freaking opens it from the other side. But he didn't suspect a thing. There are so many goddamn boxes. And I don't really care what's in, like, any of them. I'll occasionally pick up a piece of groschen every now and then. Because, you know, the currency of the game. Sure. But largely, I just want to open boxes constantly, so I can be better at opening boxes. And after hours of this, maybe I'll get the Necronomicon. Wait, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Whoops. I was right there and I got turned around. Was he right at the fast travel spot last time? There we are. That's literally him. He was probably standing there before, too.
God bless you. What troubles you?
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
It's been plundered and wrecked, but everything can be fixed. It'll be quite a job, but at least it won't have to be rebuilt from scratch.
That's a weight off my mind. And did you see anyone there? Thieves or suspicious types?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin! I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh well, can't be helped, I suppose.
About my reward for the investigation.
Yes, of course. Actually, I don't believe any reward was mentioned. On the other hand, you surveyed everything as I asked, and that deserves a groschen or two.
And they tried to murder me.
Yes, of course. It's a sad world we live in. I'm sure you deserve a little extra coin for it.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. There you go, then.
That hardly seems worth what I've been through.
You're right. Here's a little more to be going on with.
Holy shit, that just doubled the money? Cool. It's worth going for. Apparently he's just drowning in the stuff.
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Right.
So what have you found out so far?
I found out where they get their Quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical explanation.
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
Not yet.
Maybe it would be worth the time.
I'll go and see.
And have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapata.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard, Master Engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something.
That's all.
There we go. Let's not save yet. I want to look for an option to get rid of game settings. It's just subtitles. I want to... there's a graphic settings. It's probably not accurate either. I was hoping to just turn off my helm during dialogue. It would just be kind of nice for that to happen. I don't think that's an option. Oh, BI tracking. Yeah, I don't think you can turn off the helm during dialogue. Just be kind of nice to see his face. They already do turn off your helm during important cutscenes, just not during normal dialogue. So it's already like in the game. It's just you can't control it to be all the time. Engraving workshop up there. What's it pointing down to down here? Oh, it's because I have Teresa's quest turned on again. Let's get rid of that distraction for now. And there's the Necronomicon still. Which just is unhelpfully just listed as being somewhere. It's not even listed as being there, is it? I don't think it has a location on the map. It just is like, go find it. Right. The engraving workshop's not necessarily closer to the fast travel spot than I am right now. Probably just want to just ride straight there. Excuse me. Nope. Definitely want to go right. My level of fat is slowly decreasing. If I bide my time, I'll be recovered before the next... I've been successfully digested by the time I have the next fight. Or I can just go in some corner and sleep for 3 days. I believe this is the same workshop we've been to a few times now. Oh yeah, we came here for the crown before? Yeah. How am I doing on money, by the way? 5.6k, damn. One dialogue check to double the payments, a hell of a thing. I wonder if they've relocked their boxes around here. I don't think they have. I've lockpicked all the ones around here. And throughout a lot of this town. That's a little hard to get to.
Though you'd be better off going for a good scrub. You stink like a badger.
I will end you.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone. Which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The 5th scourge of Egypt did smite him. The plague. Or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague?
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high. Or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
What's he like, your apprentice, Florian?
I'm afraid that his exuberant youth has taken its toll. He's been acting strangely of late. I fear he has delusions of persecution.
I don't really know what you mean, at all.
Recently, for example, he told me that someone was following him. And the very next day he bought a padlock from the blacksmith and locked up his chest, as though I would ever sneak into it. In any case, why the interest? Are you looking for him?
Something like that.
May I ask why?
I have a message for him.
A message? Who would be interested in that wastrel? Other than his furious and deeply disappointed master, of course. About your question, you'll find him at home, no doubt feverishly dying. He sleeps in the baker's cellar.
Ah, thank you. Does Florian have any enemies?
A man such as he certainly owes money at every turn, and the parents of local girls are undoubtedly displeased with his attempts to propagate. However, most recently it was that fury from the baths who accosted him in quite a spectacular rage.
A woman from the baths? What did she do?
The harpy nearly tore all Florian's hair out. I don't frequently feel sorry for my ne'er-do-well apprentice, but on that occasion I made an exception.
Do you have any idea why she did it?
She was screaming about some girl, some flighty bath-maid, Esther. I would say that Florian had felt the joys of spring and acted accordingly, although one would have thought they'd be used to that sort of thing at the bathhouse.
Thank you. I'll leave you to your work.
Misogyny. Fun misogyny powers. I'm curious, is this the chest that you said that he locked up? I'm gonna sneak. What do you think? What do you think the chances are he notices? He did not notice, even when I broke one because of that new perk, I guess. Engraver's documents. Suspicious sketches. Ooh. Well, this is the easy one. God damn, I'm that quiet now? Neat. Neat. Okay. That looks like counterfeit coin sketches for sure. Somebody's been very naughty. Yeah, he said that he bought a padlock to lock up his chest, and I'm like, okay, so that chest is where I can find something important about the quest then. Well, now I definitely know who's involved in the counterfeiting. I think. Any other ones around here that were too hard last time I was here? Oopsie, almost dropped my controller while I tried to transition. Gotcha. Even very hard can't keep me out, but I don't give a fuck about your sheepskins. I think I've opened that one already. Oh, wow. We're almost 10 now. Kudos for some of the skills going up pretty fast compared to, say, Morrowind, where the speech skill was basically useless until you rapidly click one dialogue option 10 or 100,000 times with an auto-clicker, and then suddenly it's like, oh, you suddenly have speech skill. Now you can use speech skills. It's like, how would you ever get that there through gameplay? That was way too many clicks. You'd have to screw yourself at bartering every single time for so long, like until the game was basically over. And then once the game was over, you'd finally be able to get one barter off successfully. That seems to be how Morrowind is scaled. I'm like, what the hell? So which of these letters is which? Talk to Florian. Talk to the madam at the baths. Let's talk to the woman first. Maybe even visit the baths. I'm gonna go to them first because they might have information that affects what I can say to Florian. Just like how having the engraver documents kind of probably affects what I can say to Florian. Also, my character needs a bath.
I'd like to order something here.
Uh-huh. And what do you want?
A bit of everything. Heal my wounds, have a proper bath. Oh, and my garments are in need of laundering.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
The bathmaids will make a new man out of you. Caps lock, exclamation point. And still plenty of time in the day left to interrogate the shit out of Florian. And speaking of which...
I hear you're at odds with apprentice Florian.
At odds? I'll give you at odds. It's that sod's fault they took my Esther. Poor girl. I shudder to think what's become of her.
What exactly happened?
This man came in wanting a bath, and Esther with it. She doesn't normally offer that kind of service, but I didn't see the harm, so I sent her in to him. And suddenly I hear screams. So I run out, and I see the bastard pulling her out of the tent and shoving her into a boat.
I'm sorry they took her, but what exactly has it got to do with Florian?
They shouted at me to tell Florian that when he wises up, he'll get the girl back.
I assume that Florian knows this, Esther.
You know village girls. They don't get much of a choice. Every other knave has a turnip for a brain, and if they don't, they're relatives. And then some young dandy turns up who writes her little poems. What's the poor girl to do? And this is how it ends. She should have stuck with the turnip heads.
Where can I find this Florian? I'd like to ask him a few questions.
He works in the engraver's workshop at the monastery craftsman's yard. And if he's not there, he'll be holed up like the rat he is in the cellar he rents from the baker. He's afraid of me, for sure.
What did the bailiff make of it?
Don't even get me started on that. He's another fine... I won't say what. I told him everything, but he says he won't do nothing about it.
How's that then?
He wouldn't tell me to my face, of course. But people here don't think much of us. There's some as reckon my Esther deserves what she got. Poor girl.
It sounds like you were close to Esther.
I loved her like my very own. She came to me as an orphan, like a wolf child she was. I raised her and taught her and gave her a job, and now she's gone. Who knows if she's even alive?
Sell any books, do ya? Marathon 2. Ooh, book on vitality. Yes. Fantastic. And save your schnapps. Ha. Nah. Ha. I've got a book on vitality. Gonna level up another stat. Books are just oddly satisfying to use as a mechanic in this game. I don't need to use my horse. It'll just stand over there for a while. Oh, right. You're the armor guy. I need to get my stuff repaired before I break more of it.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Do you make anything out of copper, Master?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zach from the craftsman's yard by the monastery. He's bought up all the copper to be had around here anyway.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Sasau?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craftsman. And in the yard by the monastery there's Zach. But there's not many good words I can say about him.
Tell me something about Mikesh.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman. which isn't something you can say about every blacksmith in town.
What about the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down. Ever since then, he hasn't had a good word to say about me.
That'll be all. Thank you.
You're not the one that repairs stuff. Is it the other guy in here? There you go.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Who does repairs around here? You? You're the guard. What the hell? Is it... I swear I've seen them do repairs before. Maybe in other towns, though. Maybe not the same one. Ooh, the scribe. Does the scribe still have more books that I haven't got yet?
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Saint Wenceslas. That's the only one? Damn. Bummer. And I haven't used these yet.
Greetings. What business have you?
I didn't recognize you at first when I clicked on him. I think straight across is the clothier one. He can repair the squishier parts of my gear. Tailor.
My respects to you, sir.
That's one. That's one I wear. Not sure if I ever use the other ones, but let's just get it out of the way. There we go. All set. Sort by worn and... Now I just need to find the blacksmith, the one that actually does repairs, because the armor guy doesn't do that. Ah, grindstone, blacksmith. That's the way to go. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes they hide it well, and sometimes they do not. Sometimes he just literally just spawns within your line of sight, and I'm like, that's odd that he did that. I'll get to the booze guy in a second. I gotta get my shit fixed before I forget. Excuse me, just plowing a horse into your face.
Who is it?
Am I that sneaky? Every time I walk 5 feet, they're like, oh my goodness. Where'd that sneaky man go? He's so sneaky. Ah, the guy that recites stuff to himself. Right.
Good health, dear.
Okay, let's haggle a bit. That's expensive as all hell.
Let's have a word about the price.
Well, we can try it.
What about this?
I'd almost shake on that. Almost. Aye, that would do it.
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all the copper.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the craftsman's yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of Ramstein.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zack makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
Can you tell me something about Master Otter?
Well now, there's a master to look up to. He's worked for the lords of Kunstadt and for the richest townsfolk of Prague.
If you don't mind my asking, what brings him here?
The same as draws all reasonable people. He's enjoying the peace and quiet. Or rather, he used to enjoy some peace. That dispute with Zack must have put a few more wrinkles on his brow.
What are Zack and Master Otter arguing about?
Zack had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zack mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
That will be all. Thank you.
So that's all building up, but we still gotta deal with our current main attraction of sorts. I'll skip across town a little bit. It's not the most efficient way, and Henry just walks to a arbitrary point, then turns around, like, oh, I went past it, whoopsie. I'd rather not do the full trip every time. No, let's get rid of the waypoint. There we go. Mr. Craftsman, I have means to think that you've been a naughty boy. But also someone's been taken, so context please. He's in the pretzel shop. Oh right, because he sleeps in the baker's basement. ABL, always be lockpicking. Things said by no people. Gonna hit level 10 soon. Oh, that one's still too difficult. Yeah, I'm surprised to find out that the ranking systems aren't just 3 specific levels of lockpicking, but like a whole thing. Hi. How am I doing on nourishment? Oh, I'm fine. 99.99 because of the whole overfeeding thing. I guess I'm doing well now. What are my buffs right now? Oh, right, the resistance thing. Right, I've got tons of bonuses right now. Neat. That would have been funny if they're like trying to sell food here and I just turn around and eat from this pot for free and then leave. Like, not the best business plan, is it? Hello, shop guard. Hello. And I just leave without talking to her. Never mind that the door across the hall is empty, is open right now. Pay no mind to that detail. How do I get to him? I imagine that the basement might be available from behind the building. Oh, shit. Well, that's a name I've seen before.